Hey, what's going on, comic fans? It's Mr. Q Comics. It's been a minute, but I am finally back with some more show and tell. This is going to be a haul from about a month ago, maybe a little more, sometime in November. It was a local toy and comic slash collectible show. Small stuff in a little hotel, handful of vendors, probably a couple of dozen. I went there mainly looking to meet up with one of the local dealers I typically buy from. He doesn't have a brick and mortar location, but I connect with him at all these small collectible shows or at his home and buy a lot of books from him. So I was surprised there were quite a few vendors. I found some amazing stuff there. Probably I think like four vendors I bought from. So as usual, I am going to dive right in with the dollar bin pickups, which I think came mostly from my one of my local shops that was there as well that I didn't realize was going to be there. So let's just jump right into it. This was a fantastic pickup for me, just for my personal collection. I'm a big Adam Hughes fan. This is Eagle number 6 in really good shape, I think. Let me check my notes here. I think it's near mint. I didn't even mark it down, but it's a pretty nice copy. This is not a expensive book by any means, I don't think. I think you can pick it up for $10 on eBay. But just for me, I love collecting stuff from my favorite artists. So I was excited to find that for $1. It was a book that I would not pay a premium for, so have been waiting to find it for $1 and finally snagged it. All right, these books I can't believe have actually gotten somewhat hot, but we got Youngblood number 2 from Rob Liefeld. Look at those quads. Holy cow, this guy does not skip leg day. This is the first appearance of Prophet and also had Prophet number 1. So I guess there's a Netflix show. I think it's a Netflix show, possibly a movie. I don't remember, but I've read that I'm probably screwing this up. I thought they said Jake Gyllenhaal. So absolutely amazed that these early image books are picking up some steam. Again, I don't think they're crazy expensive, but man, I think these are selling in the $15 to $20 range, which is still absolutely astounding to me that some of these books have, some sort of a premium to them. So those are flip books. Those are books I picked up definitely to flip at some point. They had some X-Men as well, so I couldn't leave these behind. They had multiple copies of these. So we have got Uncanny X-Men 267, all in pretty decent shape, I think. Probably in the VF to VF near mint range. I think this is the third Gambit. I mean, boy, I guess this is one of those arguments. Depends on which one you want to count as his first, whether it's X-Men Annual 14 or I guess 266. So I guess this is technically his third appearance, not getting into the cameo or full appearance. So grab those. Those are always a good pickup. I think this came from a different vendor that I picked some other books up from, but Nova number 2. I always grab these second appearances, and I think this is the first appearance of these C or D level villains here, Powerhouse and Condor. I really don't know anything about them, but for $1, I was definitely gonna take that one home. These I have found a number of times in dollar bins. Swamp Thing 49. This is a fantastic cover. I love this. And we got a copy of 50 as well. So I guess this is the unofficial first appearance of the Justice League Dark. I don't know a ton about it. I've never been a massive DC fan. I do pick up some Batman books for the PC when it's Neil Adams artwork. Other than that, I really never read DC books growing up as a kid, and I gravitate towards picking up the stuff that has nostalgia, a personal meaning for me. So anyways, I know that these books go for something, so I always pick them up when I find them, and that 49 is a fantastic cover. Another spec book, flip book here. I know I read the series when it first came out. It was okay, as I remember. I have not been a huge fan of a lot of the modern stuff, and have kind of really tapered off my reading of modern books other than indies. But Spider-Man 2, number 1, which is the first appearance of Miles Morales from Earth 616, I guess, if I have that right. I can't remember. Anyways, it's a near mint copy. I know this book picked up a little bit of steam at one point, but I know in the storyline there's the Miles that appears is like disfigured and he's a bad guy. So and they got to team up to stop him or something like that. I can't remember. I think that came out in like 2016 or something. So I really do not remember the storyline in it. I think it's a 5-issue series, but all right, this is just a classic. One of those Stephen Platt covers, which I think really is pretty neat artwork. Definitely quintessential 90s stuff in that Rob Liefeld style. Moon Knight, Mark Spector Moon Knight, number 58. There's a lot of these Stephen Platt covers that command a premium, and they are completely over-exaggerated anatomy. I think this is a first appearance of Ripper, Crunch, and Vault, the Hellbent. So I think there were some unconfirmed rumors that some of that team or one of the characters may pop up in the Moon Knight show. But these Stephen Platt covers always have commanded a bit of a premium. So very cool stuff. Here's a book I always grab when I can find it. Obviously, X-Men spec has been running rampant for the past couple of years, but Secret Wars 2, number 5, a newsstand copy. This is the first appearance of Boom Boom. Not a huge character, but I always remember Boom Boom again. Reading in the 80s and early 90s, Boom Boom was one of the characters, I think in X-Force, New Mutants in X-Force when that happened. So I always grab that book. Pretty decent copy. Book that was super hot and has cooled off like so many. We got Captain America 354. This is the first appearance of John Walker as U.S. Agent. So check some numbers on this. Back in April, I think right during the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I found 9/8 copies selling in the $1,400 range, down to $810 as of December 12th, the last time I checked. So crazy drop, but I think once you see him pop up again, you'll see some sort of other spike in this book. I would certainly not recommend picking this book, in my opinion, buying any of these books in 9/8 condition, thinking that they are going to be some future investment. All of these books, to me, guys, and take my advice with a grain of salt, because I'm not an investor or a financial guy by any means, but to me, these are not books to buy and hold on to thinking they are going to grow in value years down the road. These are books that are fun to pick up if you love the character. If you love the character, get the book. You can find it cheap. You can still find it out there on the cheap and not have to pay eBay premium. So that is something I bought simply to flip. Another one of those books to me personally, Avengers 232. I found a few of these and sold them already. This is the first appearance of Eros as Star Fox, or the first time he's mentioned as Star Fox. I honestly can't remember, but I found another one for $1, so I picked it up. Something he popped up in one of the movies. I'm not going to say anything because I am so far behind on Marvel content. I have been watching the binge watching The Walking Dead with my daughter, and we literally just got caught up. So it has been like a 4-month process, and we have been missing a lot of the Marvel stuff in the meantime. So Christmas break, it's time to get caught up. So last couple of dollar bin books, we got Wolverine number 88. I think this is the first battle of Deadpool and Wolverine. This is actually a really cool Adam Kubert cover. I have found this on the cheap a few times. Another one of those books that, you know, has really gone up quite a bit. It's like a $50+ book if you're finding it near mint. And I used to find this cheap all the time. So I think this is just a cover people really love. And I think people assume at some point Deadpool will be in the MCU, Wolverine will be there. And when they battle, you know, this book will spike, I guess. So cool cover regardless. All right, these books, people have been talking about this book. Man, I've gotten runs of these in collections years ago that completely worthless at the time. I just knew there was stuff going on with them, and I found a run of it, so I grabbed these 2 issues. I know nothing about this character. Grendel number 2. I was shocked when I looked these up at what prices these are commanding. So I guess this is the Origin of Argent, and we've got number 3 as well. There was no number 1. So I am assuming the shop actually pulled that one from the dollar bins. This shop is great at keeping some good books in their dollar bins. I've found some amazing stuff in there. You know, there's stuff they miss. They don't keep up with modern specs so much, but they are leaving constantly $20, $25 books in the bins for their regular customers to find. So I just took a shot and grabbed these for $1. Probably should have grabbed more of the run that was in there, but looking them up, I was surprised that these are, I think number 3 is like a $20 book, but number 2 definitely goes for, last I checked, near $100, which was, I was surprised. So, and the last one, really surprised to find this. Like I said, this shop does not keep up with modern spec. They are mostly vintage guys, so they really know nothing about the modern books, but I found a copy of Strange Academy #1, which has, I don't know, 16 first appearances or something like that. Never read this book, don't personally care about it, so I bought this simply for the speculation and probably grading this one. It's in pretty nice shape, I think. I think this was in there without a bag and board too, which is surprising. It's in pretty good shape. They'll take their modern back issue stuff that doesn't sell and just stuff it in there. Or sometimes it does come in collections that they get surprisingly. So pretty amazed to find that. I think some other guy found a really beat up copy of Fantastic Four Annual 6, which was amazing as well, from the same bin. So if you guys want to check them out, it's .com Comics. You can check them out on the web, and they do a lot of haul videos here, unboxing videos under sellmycomicbooks.com. Fantastic shop. I buy a ton from these guys. So, and they got amazing dollar bins, as you can see. So, all right, let's move on to the books I paid up for a little bit. So, kind of break it down by vendor. I stumbled upon this guy towards the end. I really did not wander the floor too much. I stuck to the guys I knew what I'd be able to get. Hit this guy up, and he must have sold a ton. He had a bunch of stuff. He didn't look like he was a huge comic guy, but he had come across a collection, and I think he was pricing his stuff super reasonably. I wish I'd found him sooner, because some of the books were just in great shape and really solid prices. So I think I got these 2 books and 2 other books for like $100 I worked out with him. So can never have too many of these. Wolverine #1. This is actually in pretty decent shape. I marked it down here. I've got this at about VF near mint. So that is a pretty nice copy for that price. And another copy of Nova #1. Another one of those books people have been speculating on for probably 3 years, I'm guessing. So still, I don't know what this is going for now, but you know, when you get a couple of those, a couple of nice keys for $100, you're going to take them. So happy to get a couple more copies of those. All right, these, let me see. All right, this came from the shop that had all the dollar bins. I think I just saw this one popping up again on the Key Collector app for Hot Books. We got Submariner #13. So I think this is the first appearance of Garganto. So I think this is tied to the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness speculation. Well, there's a villain in there that we've seen in the trailer, if you've seen it. And I think it's a toss-up. Is it Gargantus or is it Shumagorath? So to me, I'm probably leaning more towards it's probably going to be Shumagorath. So if you got this book, I would dump it while you can. This one is super beat up. I can't even remember what I paid for it. So I probably bought like $100 worth of dollar bin books from these guys and then picked up these handful of books. So this was probably, I think I picked it up for like $5, but it is beat. It's probably in good condition. So also grab Marvel Premiere #5. So I think this is the first mention of Shumagorath. This going for quite a bit as well, as is, and I'm drawing a blank on what the first appearance is, but those books are selling for big bucks. So again, if you're into flipping your books at all, great time to consider unloading these books before the movie comes out. So just my opinion. So take it with a grain of salt. And surprised to find this. This is in pretty good shape. They have this priced really reasonably. So this is Captain Marvel #27. This is the actual first appearance of Eros, I think just before he's called Star Fox. And I think it's like the second Drax and third Thanos. So great cover. I didn't mark down who did it, but I do love the cover. And this is in pretty solid shape. Probably a VF range. And I think I picked this up for like $25. So I did pick up one wall book. I spent a lot at the show, but this was probably the book I spent the most on. Pretty decent copy, pretty affordable. Well, it's not a decent copy. I'm sorry. It's really rough. It's probably in the good range, but decent for me. I don't mind buying books that are good. Good to very good. That 2.0 to 3.0 range. A lot easier to unload books that are lower grade. in my opinion. So we got Avengers number 10, first appearance of Immortus. I certainly think you're going to see all of the Kang related books have another spike again, with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, whatever it's called. I don't even know when that's coming out. I feel like that's slated for this year, but I could be totally wrong. But of course, I think Avengers 8's the big book, but this is a great one to pick up as well. And I'm drawing a blank the first round with Fantastic Four, whatever it is. But great books to pick up, and this was a pretty affordable copy. So happy to grab that. This one will probably stay in the PC, though. I've only got one of those. So, all right. So this was one of those vendors. This guy was all the way in the corner of the hall. He had a bunch of boxes out. He was like teaming up with some other guy. And it was, modern stuff, dollar bin, dollar bucks. And then he had a stack next to all these boxes. And I asked, so are these for sale? Yeah, these are the better books. And it's like, okay, why do you got them tucked behind the table? But man, I'm glad I looked. So all of this stuff, I can't even remember. I think I got it for $80. So something like that. Unbelievably cheap. So we got 3 copies of Spawn number 9. So I think he had these priced at like $5. The first appearance of Angela, always one of my favorite covers from the early Spawn run, which as a kid I did pick up off the rack and read these. But as a preteen, of course, McFarlane covers like this, you liked them. So happy to get a few more copies of those. I have no idea. You see that book go up and down so many times. I really don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen with these supposed Spawn movies. So, or the Spawn movie, if and when it actually happens. A copy of Marvel Team Up 141 newsstand. This is in really rough shape. I didn't inspect it thoroughly when I grabbed these books, but it doesn't matter. For the price I paid, it was worth the pickup. Another book I always grab, which is one of those books when I first got into collecting, was super hot, super expensive. And this book is super affordable in my opinion. And I am still surprised. If you're an X-Men fan, I don't understand how this book is not worth more. I know they had a movie with it and it was terrible, but still, it's X Factor number 6, the first full appearance of Apocalypse. I mean, you can routinely find really sharp copies of this book raw. You can probably find them for $40 if you're sniping on eBay. I don't even remember what he had this one marked at. I've totally lost my place. I think he had this marked at like $40 or something. And it's not the best shape, but it's probably, a VF plus to a near mint minus range. So happy to find that. Final book from this guy. Could not believe this. This is an amazing cover. Never read the series, but gonna always butcher this guy's name. But Black Panther number 2. Asad Ribic, I think is it. I love this guy's art. This is one of the reasons I got back into comic books in 2015 was my kids that got me the Secret Wars run, or Secret Wars number 1 from 2015. And I was just amazed with the artwork, which the interiors were actually done by Asad Ribic. And this is just a phenomenal cover. So I didn't even remember what this was. I just recognized the cover, but it's the first appearance of Shuri. So no idea what's happening with the Black Panther 2 movie. I know there's been tons of talk. Who's going to pick up the mantle? Will someone pick up the mantle? I don't know, but still a fantastic book. And man, that cover is an absolute thing of beauty there. And that was in pretty good shape as well. It's not perfect. Probably will not get this slab, but fantastic stuff. Those books for $80. Amazing deal. So on to the dealer I typically buy from. And we were kind of doing things. So he had a ton of stuff on price. I was kind of bundling stuff together. Like, hey, what will you do for these 2 books? And give me a price. And then, what will you do for these 10? He had a lot of stuff unpriced. So these, I don't even remember what I paid for these. I bundled them together, but I got them cheap. And this guy always takes good care of me. Green Lantern number 85. I have a nice mid-grade copy signed by Neil Adams that I picked up really cheap on the Short Boxed app a couple years back. But this is that classic speedy drug cover, so it's not in the best of shape. Probably mid-grade, but I think I bundled it with this book here. We got Tales of the Teen Titans 44, first appearance of Nightwing. This one's rough. It's got some stains and stuff, but I think he gave me both of them for like $40 or $50, something like that. So good pickups. These ones I bundled all together. He had just a ton unpriced, so I let him, look it over. I went looked at some other stuff, and he came back with a price. I think it was like $125 for all of this stuff, and this was, yeah, I scooped that up immediately. One of the there was another guy next to me. He was a little disappointed because I think he wanted one of the books, but I had to take all of these. That's Secret Wars #1. I checked all the Blue Galactus. I have never found one that has the regular colored Galactus. So for any of you guys on eBay and you see that rare Blue Galactus variant, I don't know if it's a regional thing, but they are all the Blue Galactus variant whenever I check. And I've probably got, 12 plus copies of this book. We got that one. We got a couple of newsstands as well. And I checked because I cannot find the regular colored Galactus at all. So always grabbing those. Any of the Secret Wars stuff, I think, are really safe pickups if you're finding them cheap. We got #3, which is the first appearance of Titania. I'm totally butchering that. So I think she's going to be in the She-Hulk. I think we've seen some clips of her as well. I was grabbing #7. This is the first full appearance of, I think it's Julia Carpenter, Spider-Woman. And amazingly, he had a couple of these. Secret Wars #8. Pretty decent shape. He was talking about slabbing them, but I don't think any of them are even in the 9.90 or better range. I think they got some staining and stuff like that. So he had 2 copies of those, so always grabbing those anytime I find them for prices like that. And finally, this, Spider-Man #1, but it's got that nice McFarlane signature. So this is one of the ones, if any of you guys are familiar, he did a signing right when this book came out in a shop in Yakima, Washington. And he signed a ton of these. And there's a red, I'm not going to take it up, but there's a red Spidey stamp on the back. So I come across these quite a bit. I think the first one I got was on eBay, the silver copy, and I got a couple more from another local shop. So I think he signed like an obscene amount of copies. So some of the signatures are super sloppy, and you may think they're not legit, but I think as he got towards the end of the signing, his signature just got crazy sloppy. So always happy to pick those up. So those were amazing. Amazing deal he gave me on those. And even better, when he was pricing those out, he, again, another box tucked in the corner of where it was set up. He said he had a bunch of coverless stuff, coverless reader copies. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go look through those. You never know. And they weren't just coverless. He had a lot of these return copies where they cut off the title. So yeah, they're incomplete. They're 0.5s by CGC. I know sometimes CBCS will grade them a 1.0, but they're incomplete. The top third of the cover is missing. So I could not believe some of the books he had in there, and he knew what all these were. So some minor keys to start. We got Journey into Mystery #113, Origin of Loki. And I mean, these prices, now he always gives me a discount after we settle up, but I think this was $7. Got Tales of Suspense #63. This is Origin of Captain America retold in the Silver Age, so that was like $12. I don't know why he had this in there. It's probably got some significant spine splits. It does. His cover is like really coming apart, but this is just a fantastic Detective Comics cover. Detective 312, great clayface cover. This was $5, which amazing to me. Beautiful stuff. And then these last few books I couldn't believe were there. And I mean, he even had them marked on there. And this was like hours into the show, so no one had gone through these because he just tucks them to the side. So low grade stuff, guys. I see a lot of dealers, a lot of shops price the low grade stuff super affordable, which in today's market, low grade stuff is great to pick up if you're flipping books at all. You got Avengers #11, second appearance of Kang, really early Spider-Man. This was $15. And the last two, I couldn't believe. This one took me a second because the cover's completely torn off. It is Amazing Spider-Man #20. You can see I got my copy I picked up a couple years back to the left. This is the first appearance of the Scorpion. I think he appears as Matt Gargan in issue 19, but this is him first appearing as a Scorpion. It's got the back cover, just not the front. This was $16. which is amazing. Coverless copy, definitely worth the price there. And finally, again, I am not a huge DC guy, but I knew this book. We have got Hawkman #4, the origin and first appearance of Zatanna. And this one he had priced a little bit more, but it worked out. I think he had it like $70. So, and I got some money off of that. So amazing prices, amazing pickups. You know, I've gotten some comments before about, you know, the prices being that, you know, I get this stuff for just being ridiculous because I live in a, you know, a shithole town in the U.S. And yeah, I do come from a smaller area, but I buy from these people repeatedly. I'm literally buying my books from the same 4 or 5 dealers / comic shops over and over. The vast majority of what I pick up comes from the same people. I'm spending cash at local businesses, and they appreciate that. And these guys set books aside for me. They give me deals. They let me in early. So it's, you know, if you're out there looking for deals, guys, it's about, you know, the relationships you develop with these people. You know, I didn't get these deals right out of the gate. It took a while to build up this level of trust where they let you come into their house and dig through 10,000 comics and give you amazing prices on them. So that is the haul, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I hope I'm going to get some more videos done here soon. I've got other hauls I've picked up a little bit older, some many months old, but I got some other stuff I want to show off. So if you're a fan of comic book hauls, please go down below, hit the like button, leave me some comments, and please subscribe. Talk to you soon.